All right, Shalom, Shalom Israel, Shalom class, Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting and laboring for the second coming of our Lord Yahushua. A hearty, mighty Shalom to you, mighty men, out on the highways and byways, in season, out of season, enduring the elements, you brothers that endured the cold, that winter season, and dealing with the blizzards, the rain, the sleet, the snow, the frigid cold. Hearty Shalom to you, brothers, for enduring those winter elements. Shalom to the brothers that may not be out there in the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying, they're fasting, they're studying. They're being diligent and abound in the work of the Lord. Shalom to the Akwab out there, the sincere sisters that are zealous and on fire, moving in the spirit of our righteous foremothers. Shalom to the ancient men. Shalom to the children. Shalom to the elected bishops scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. And Shabbat Shalom to everybody tuning in live. Shabbat
Shalom. All praise to the Most High for another Shabbat, another day of repentance, another day of getting your house in order, getting yourself in order. As we always do, let's go to Acts chapter 18, verse number 4.
Let's go to Acts chapter 18, and verse number 4. And he reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath and persuaded the Jews and the Greeks.
Right, another Sabbath service to persuade Israel, who knows that the Israel to continue with the faith, the brotherly love, the charity, law, statutes, and commandments, all things to magnify the name of Yahweh Shema. And for those who are just coming into the truth, to compel you to be at the church of Berea, to search the scriptures daily, and diligently to see if the words that we spoken to you were true or not. Right, it's a lot of false prophets and soothsayers, deceivers, people out to mislead the sheep. And it's our job as a watchman for Israel to warn you about what danger is out there in the world. The only way we can do that is through Philippians 4 and 13.
Philippians chapter 4, verse number 13. I give you all things through my shop with strength with me.
Right, so through the spirit of Yahweh Shema, we're able to combat and cast down false doctrine, stand 10 toes down for the doctrine we learned, and continue to push forward for this kingdom of heaven.
Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom. Most are willing, everybody's praying, reading, going over the scriptures, doing everything they can to magnify our Lord Yahweh Yahushua. Let's go to the mighty book of Acts, chapter 7, and verse number 2.
Acts 17 and verse number 2. And Paul, as his manner was, went in and to them, and through 7 days, reasoned with them out of the scriptures.
Right, reason with them out of the scriptures. And that's what we got to do during the Sabbath day. Right, during the Sabbath day is a day of rest, but we also have to reason and go inside of the scriptures. Read.
Opening and alleging that my Mashiach must needs have suffered and risen again from the dead, and that this Yahushua, whom I preach unto you, is Mashiach.
Right, meaning we have to do what? We have to uplift our Lord Yahushua and magnify his name, go inside of the scriptures, right, do everything that is from old. So everybody that's tuning in, most are willing, we're going to do a Q&A and move in the spirit. Right, if you got questions, most are willing to be able to edify and bring it out through the spirit. And before we get into it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, quick reminder, we are doing a nationwide fast, right? Nationwide fast tomorrow night at sundown, right? March 9th at sundown until March 10th at sundown, it'll be the nationwide fast, right? So no eating, no drinking, no doing your own pleasure, no following vanity. Everyone should be tuned in to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, repenting, asking for forgiveness of sins, praying for one another as a nation, praying for the elected 1/3, praying for those who come into this knowledge, and praying that the Most High has mercy on us, man, as an entire body, as we see the end of this world going sooner and sooner, man, and we hasten our deliverance, man. So everybody get in tune, make sure you get in the spirit, you prepare your body through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. You prepare your mind through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, and you prepare your spirit through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. Right? Also, brother's gonna say something on the fast.
Come on. Let's in unison pray to the Most High for mercy for the times that are coming. Right? Because he said Jacob's trouble is like a time that was never once before on the earth. Right? It's gonna be a time that we can't even imagine. Right? So Israel should be praying for mercy, not only for yourself and your household, but for all Israel who has succeeded, and that the Most High seal the elect and bring destruction and vengeance upon our enemies. right? So we don't have to go to work. We don't have to have these ailments, be tired, right? Like Haggai say, have holes in your pocket, right? Fill it up like you got holes in your pocket. You can't save money. So we should all be in unison, praying for one another, praying that the Most High strengthen our spirits to get ready for the times that are coming.
And I was going to say too, going into the fast, make sure you pray for your brother, man. Right? Don't just take this time to let it all be about you. Right? Bear the burden and fulfill the law of Yahweh, bearing each other's burdens. You know what brothers need, man. You know what sisters need. Make sure that you're praying for the body. The Most High willing in the spirit that we pray for you.
And also, to couple that, we have the major feast days coming up, right? So we have the destruction of Nicanor that draws nigh. I believe that's this upcoming Tuesday night at sundown. Destruction of Nicanor. So brothers should also be in the spirit of reading Maccabees, man. First Maccabees, second Maccabees, right? Even though you may have read it a few months ago, feast of dedication, read it again, man. Read these accounts, see the judgments that the Most High puts upon our enemies, see how the Lord vindicates us, he delivers us, so read those accounts. And we have Purim coming up, right? So Purim starts Wednesday night at sundown until Thursday night at sundown. That's the first day of Purim. The second day of Purim is Thursday night at sundown until Friday night at sundown. Then going right after that second day of Purim, you're going right into the Shabbat, right? So you have back-to-back righteous holy days, right? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh. God? So let's dive right into it, right? Until Q&A. Any questions online?
God, the first question is from Jay Blue. What's your thoughts on Jacob dressing up as Esau, which was directed by his mother and stealing the blessings from Esau in Genesis? Would that make Esau the rightful one their father meant to bless?
Well, I got a quick precept, right? Go to Isaiah 46 and 10, right? Isaiah 46 and 10. That's actually a good question, right? Isaiah 46 and 10. See, you have to look at this truth on a spiritual level, right? You have to have a spiritual mind when you approach the judgment of the Most High. Because a carnal man might say that. A lot of people say that Jacob was a trickster. He was a trickster. He was a thief. They always put Jacob, and Esau does that. Throughout his narratives and certain Bible stories and accounts, Jacob the trickster, right? And they paint Jacob as if he was the bad guy. And Esau was the good guy, right? The hell with Esau. But here's what the Most High said. Quick precept, Isaiah 46 and 10.
Isaiah 46 and 10. Declaring the end from the beginning.
What the Lord say?
Declaring the end from the beginning. And from ancient times. The things that are not yet done, saying my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
So the Lord deals with predestination, right? The Lord declared the end from the beginning. So the birthright belonged to Jacob anyway, man. Right. The birthright already belonged to Jacob in the spirit world, right? That's what the Most High told Rebekah in the womb. 2 nations are in your womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other, right? And the elder shall serve the younger. So it was already played out in the spirit world, the dynamic between Jacob and Esau. So it's not a matter of Jacob, he stole the birthright, and he was a bad guy for doing that. The Most High had that set up anyway, man. Yahweh Shem Yahweh set that up. One more quick precept. Romans 9 and verse number 10, right? Romans 9 and 10. So you have to look at this from a spiritual mind. Understand predestination. Pre meaning before, destination meaning your path, right? Or your lot. Everybody has a lot and that they have been given by the Most High. Right? That's what Esther's about. It's about, Purim is about. It's about lots. So bring that up, King. Quick precept.
Romans chapter 9, verse number 10. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac.
Even by our father Isaac.
For the children being not yet born.
See, the Most High deals with you before you're born. He told Jeremiah, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. Before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet to the nations. Right? The children being not yet born.
Neither having done any good or evil.
They didn't do any good or evil.
That the purpose of God, according to election.
According to what?
According to election.
According to election might what?
Might stand.
Read.
Not of works.
It has nothing to do with how you live on the earth when you're born. Not of works, but of what?
But of him that called.
But of him that called. So it's up to the Most High, man. Everybody they've been programmed to follow the script that the Heavenly Father has given them, right? So yes, on a carnal level, you can say, well, Esau was supposed to receive the birthright, but on a deeper level, it was already Jacob from the spirit world, from the foundation of the world.
Let's go to Matthew chapter 10 and 16. Right, that was just a mother's instinct to see what was going on, right? The Most High put it in her spirit to already know what was going to transpire, right? And that's being wise as a serpent right there, right? Because the serpent isn't just out in the open and you see it and you run. No, serpents hide behind bushes, come out of holes. You know, they wade in the water waiting for their prey to come by, and they snatch them up. And that's the same thing. Right, let's bring it up.
Matthew chapter 10 and verse number 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
Right, because look at what transpired after that. Look how the true spirit of Esau came out after that. He was plotting to kill his brother right after his father gave up the ghost. Right, it was already from the foundation, like the brother brought out in Romans the 9th chapter, that Esau, that mannerism and the true spirit that he had was going to come out. Right, so that's just an example of being wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. Right, because it was already, like the brother said, it was already prophesied. It was already known who the promise and the blessings was going to go to. Right, and it's not like Esau didn't receive his blessing. Right, he's living his blessing now. Right, a cunning hunter, a man in the field, that war. Right, he's living out his blessing. We just got the better blessing.
Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse number 16. That's right. 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse number 16.
2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse number 16. But be it so, I did not burden you, nevertheless, being crafty, I caught you with guile.
Right, so sometimes you have to be crafty on the right hand side, man. You may have to trick a brother to fast, man. Hey, I really want you to bear this burden. Can you fast with me at sundown? Whatever the case may do for righteousness to be brought forth, man. He said, nevertheless, with craft, I caught you with God. So, I mean, when you're looking into it, a lot of righteousness may come, right, by pushing a brother, right? He may not know how and where, but whatever the case may be, he's doing righteousness. Let's go to Genesis chapter 48 and verse number 12. Genesis chapter 48, verse number 12.
Genesis chapter 48 and verse 12. And Joseph brought them out from between his knees, and he bowed himself with his face to the earth.
Right. Meaning, Joseph is bringing his sons into Jacob. Right, read.
And Joseph took them both, Ephraim in his right hand, toward Israel's left hand.
Right. It says, and Joseph took them both, Ephraim in his right hand, toward the hand of Israel's left,
and Manasseh in his left hand toward Israel's right hand.
Right, so Joseph already tried to guide his father because he had dim eyes and he was old. Right, read.
And brought them near unto him, and Israel stretched out his right hand and laid it upon Ephraim's head, who was the younger, and his left hand upon Manasseh's head, guiding his hands wittingly, for Manasseh was the firstborn.
Right, for Manasseh was the firstborn. So he tried to guide his hands. But through predestination, it was called that Ephraim should be before Manasseh. So when you go into it, it's the will of the Most High to guide the hand at the end of the day.
That's right. That's right. And it tells you Esau, just a quick point, Esau despised his birthright. It's not as Esau got mad and that was Esau's, that's what he wanted. He didn't want the birthright to begin with, huh? He didn't want the blessing to begin with, right? He didn't want anything that had anything to do with righteousness, man. He had nothing to do with the Most High, man, right? Just to bring that point out too. For a morsel of meat, man. Can you imagine a morsel of meat promises immortality, the kingdom of heaven, everlasting life, slaves and dominion? He heard all, he said, man, the hell with that, man. I got to make me feel good, right? So let's move on to the next question. That's what Hebrews 12 and 16 is about. Let's read that real quick, Salaki, Hebrews 12 and 16. Quick precept. Like we said on the previous code cut, this verse it's really not getting on Esau. It's really getting on Jacob. It's a warning for Israel, man. This is written to the Hebrews. Bring it up.
Hebrews chapter 12 and verse number 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau.
The Lord is warning you not to be like the so-called white man. Right? This chapter is about enduring chastisement and affliction. And he said, man, you better stay on fire before you end up like Esau. Right? A fornicator, a profane man. Read on.
Who for one morsel of meat.
No, two morsels.
For one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
Read.
For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears.
So that teaches you, man, guess what? Don't sell out. Don't trade in what the Most High gave you to please the flesh, because you're going to end up getting rejected, just like the so-called white man. Right? The Most High may not give you mercy. That's what he's telling you, the Apostle Paul. Huh? Even if you sought it with tears, Yahweh Shah is going to say, I never knew you. Don't sell out the birthright and the promises the Most High gave you to please the flesh, because you might not get what you think you're going to get from the Most High. Isaac, he sought it carefully, man, right? And it was over with, man. I mean, it's like Esau sought it carefully from Isaac, but that was it, man. So that's a beautiful chapter in Genesis 27, right? Brother, say anything else on that? All right, let's move on.
Con. So from Princess the Galilee, the upcoming back-to-back feast days are all Shabbats.
No, they're not Sabbaths, right? They're not. So destruction of Nicanor is not a Sabbath. You know, neither are the 2 days of Purim, right? Every feast day is not a Sabbath, right? There are chief Sabbaths, right? You have the first day, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and the last day. You have the first day, the Feast of Tabernacles, and the last day, the Feast of Tabernacles. First day, the Feast of Dedication, last day, the Feast of Dedication. Pentecost is also a Sabbath, right? So there are set days for Shabbat, but not every feast day is a Sabbath. The day of Simon isn't a Sabbath, right? The destruction of Nicanor is not a Sabbath. Purim is not a Sabbath day, right? But there are ordinances that still have to be followed for those days. So let's get the account for the destruction of Nicanor. Let's go to, there's two accounts, but let's go to 2 Maccabees, chapter 15, and we can read let's get straight to the point. We'll start at 18, but we can read up a little bit. Let's read, we're going to definitely read up. Right, let's read 35.
Come on. 2 Maccabees, chapter 15, and verse number 35. He hanged also Nicanor's head.
He did what?
He hanged also Nicanor's
What
head.
the hell with Nicanor, man?
Right.
He hanged his head. Right, go on.
Upon the tower, in evident and manifest sign, unto all of the help of the Lord. And they ordained all with a common decree, in no case to let that day pass without solemnity, but to celebrate.
But to what?
But to celebrate.
So you're commanded to celebrate. Right? Can we get the definition of celebrate real quick? But to celebrate the 13th day of the 12th month, which in Assyrian tongue is called Adar, the day before which is really Mordecai. Mardikia's day, right? Mordecai's day, which is Purim. But quick, I just want to get the word celebrate. You have to celebrate, man. Oh, well, I got bills, and I ain't celebrating, right? I got to do this, and I got to dig a hole in the backyard, and brother, you're supposed to celebrate, man. Right? You got that, King?
Con. This is from the etymology dictionary. Celebrate, to perform publicly with appropriate rites. Right? So like to assemble to honor, also to publish, sing praises of, practice often, assemble to honor.
Right, so it's a day of honor in the Most High, singing praises, turning up, being righteous, man. Right, so it's a day of joy, right? I got one more quick precept. It's like in Numbers 10 and 10. Go to Numbers 10 and 10. Right, just to show you the various days that we have. Numbers 10 and 10.
Numbers chapter 10 and verse number 10. Also, in the days of your gladness And in your solemn days, and in the beginnings of your months, ye shall blow with the trumpets over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before your God, I am the Lord your God.
So this will be a day of gladness, right? Every day of gladness is not a Sabbath day. All right, it's just days of gladness, days of mirth, and days of joy. Right, I just want to bring that out. Though that's what Nicanor and Purim are. Those are days of gladness. Okay, we can move on. And also for Purim, read Esther, read the ordinances of Purim, right? So you can understand how to keep Purim. It's the days of giving portions one to another and to the poor. So get into that spirit, man. Get into following these ordinances, man. Marking your calendar down, man. Get excited and understand how to keep these days in totality, man. Right? So we can move on.
This is from Sister Taylor C. Shalom, I have a question. If there is a teacher out there teaching false doctrines, make books about it, and leading our people astray, can you rebuke that channel or review it?
If there's a teacher or she said making books.
If there is a teacher out there teaching false doctrines, make books about it, and leading our people astray, can you rebuke that channel or review it?
Yeah, you can. You can do both, right? You can do both. I got one quick precept, brothers. Give me Ecclesiastes chapter 11 and 7. Right? You got to put these things on trial, right? Because somebody might say somebody's teaching the false doctrine, and if you just take it and run away with it and rebuke, then you might go back and say, "Damn, I didn't even watch the lesson. I didn't even hear what the brother was teaching." Man, I don't know. That's not a false doctrine. The brother's actually on point. That precept, he's right. Right? So bring that up. And sometimes they're not, but what did the Lord say?
Right. 11 and verse 7. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then review.
That's fundamental. So you have to go back and actually watch the lesson. Anybody that says somebody's a false apostle, the Lord said in 1 John 1, try the spirits, whether they be of God, because many false prophets are going out into the world. You have to test those spirits. You have to try them. You have to examine them. You have to scrutinize them, cross-examine. What is this going into? Okay, well, why did you say that? Well, this precept says this. Hold on. You lied because this is this. You got to put these things on trial. Once you put it on trial and you figure out through the precepts that the doctrine does not stand according to the understanding of the Most High, then you do the rebuke. But don't do the rebuke before you do the test and put these things on trial.
Let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. That's right. And the more you study, the more confident you'll be in the scriptures. Right. And the more of an understanding you'll have. The less you study, the more likely you are to believe a false doctrine, be tossed to and fro, or just not be firm in what you believe.
2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. Study to shew thyself approved.
Right, that doesn't mean study to confound everybody. Huh? When you show yourself approved, read's going to tell you.
Study to shew thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed.
Right, you need not to be ashamed, right? You be ashamed by not studying yourself to be approved. Now you get overthrown. You believe in any and everything, right? You're starting to believe this strange book, this strange doctrine, this teacher. Right now you're just ashamed because you have not rightly divided the word of truth. That's something to be ashamed of by not studying for yourself. If you're just hand-fed off of whoever and whatever they say, that's a shameful thing. You have to rightly divide what they're saying. Right, read?
Rightly dividing the word of truth, but shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodly.
Right, so what makes you have the discernment? Studying, man. That's what makes you be able to push away shunning profane, vain babblings. Because if you can't do that, you're likely to believe babblings, murmurers, and teachers and doctrines. Right, read?
And their word will eat as doeth a canker.
Right, like the canker worm, huh? And they'll eat up all the greens. And on a spiritual level, man is likened into a tree. And they'll eat up all your leaves, your understanding, and your fruit, and you'll be bad. Right, read?
Of whom is Hymenaeus and Philetus, who concerning truth have erred, saying that the resurrection is past already.
Right, those men could have really, sifted out millions of people, man. Right, saying the resurrection is past already. They took the resurrection, right, of Yahweh Shah, those men coming out of the graves, literal, to the point where there's never going to be a second resurrection. There's never going to be the last resurrection. They took that, made a doctrine, and overthrew the faith of some. Now, if somebody really did study with it, well, it really was a resurrection. It really did happen. Or maybe, when you go into it, they was coming out of their graves and during the time of the Lord. And then if you're not studying and rooted, right, it's going to eat you alive like a pregnant. And then you'll be overthrown, right, like these two men did. Right, Lord?
And overthrow the faith of some.
And they overthrew the faith of some. Why not all? Because certain men were studying.
So that's it on that, right? That's it. Now, yeah, let's move on.
Right, question from Sun-Kissed Nate. Are you guys doing the dry fast from Sunday to Monday?
Go to Leviticus 23 and 27. Right, just to bring a precept out for it. Leviticus 23 and 27.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, and verse number 27.
Right.
Also, on the 10th day of the 7th month.
This is concerning the Day of Atonement, but we're going to read this and then jump down to show you how to keep a fast. Go
on. There shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and you shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
So fasting is afflicting your soul, right? No brushing your teeth, no damn peppermints, no chewing gum, no sipping water. I'm doing it. There's no Daniel fast. I'm doing a Daniel fast, right? Just eat. No pulse, right? No bread, sweet dainties, no food, no water, right? Go on.
And you shall do no work in that same day.
Jump down to verse number 32.
Verse 32. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and you shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even. From even unto even.
From what?
From even unto even shall you celebrate your Sabbath.
So your fast is from even to even, right? So look at the sun. The sun is going down. Sometimes you go online and tell you when the sun is going down, but you want to, be objective about that because sometimes they're off, man. They'll say the sun goes down at 6:30. Look outside. Still 15 minutes, man. So you want to have a level of discernment too, right? When the sun goes down Sunday night, the fast kicks off, and make sure brothers prepared, man. Don't be out doing God knows what, and the sun is down, and you want to be in the spirit, man. You want to get ready. You want to have, if you get incense burning, or if you want to do sackcloth, you got a lesson you want to get into. You got some prayers. You got the Hebrew prayers. You really want to prepare yourself, man. It's not just the day when you just kick your feet up and watch old episodes of Martin all day, man. Your stomach growls, shut up, right? You're watching damn Martin, man. You're just watching TV all day, or you go to sleep. I'm just sleep this day off, man. The hell with this fast, man. Right? And you just sleep all day, and then you wake up when it's 10 minutes left, and you start cooking, man. You ground beef. Make sure you prepare and get your spirit right.
Like in Jonah, the 3rd chapter, verses 6 on down, right? None of the inhabitants of Nineveh or their herds ate or drank for 3 days, right? Like the brother said, throw on sackcloth, right? Be mourning and crying and sighing, right? A little bit of righteousness go a long way with prayer and fasting. Loosely paraphrase that this is in Tobit, the 12th chapter, right? Let's get there, Tobit 12. Right, start at verse number 8. Right, that goes a long way right there. It isn't going to be overlooked, man. Our prayers are being presented before the Most High. And it's always a custom of our people to gather together to fast and pray when times are hard, right? You read that in all different accounts of the scriptures. Nehemiah, right? They had set times. I believe it was the 7th month they would get together and fast. It was a set time during a certain period of our forefathers. Right, let's bring it up.
All right. Tobit, chapter 12, and verse number 8. Prayer is good with fasting.
So prayer is good with fasting, right? So yes, a dry fast. No food, no water, nothing should enter into your body for that period of 24 hours. Right? If you want to start a little beforehand, go ahead. If you want to go a little longer, do that. Right? So prayer is good with fasting.
And alms and righteousness, a little with righteousness is better than much with unrighteousness. It is better to give alms than lay up gold.
And this is your alms right here. Praying and fasting for your brother and your sister. Right? That's probably the highest level of alms. Right? I could give this brother a bottle of water, but what happens if he spills it? Right? I can give this brother $20. He can rip it up by mistake. Right? But prayer and fasting go much further than carnal things. Right? Is that it on that more?
Verse 9. For alms doeth deliver from death, and shall purge away all sin. Those that exercise alms and righteousness shall be filled with life, but they that sin are enemies to their own life.
Right? So the Lord said that alms give long life. Right? So you should be thinking about that when you're praying. Praying for help, praying for mercy, praying for forgiveness, praying that the Most High increases yourself in your household as well as your brother's household. Right? The brother's got it.
We can move on. And if brothers have any questions, by all means, right? Bring them out.
This is from Africa Journey. Shalom, is it off to listen to R&B music and old school hip hop, for example?
And is it off to listen to R&B music or old school hip hop? Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and read 33, right? No, it's not off, right? If you listen to R&B or old school hip hop, it's not wicked. You're not going to be destroyed. But, right, you want to do things in moderation, right? If you're listening to old school hip hop, and some of this old school hip hop is off, huh? Right? Hit 'em Up is old school hip hop, right? That's hip hop, man. The 10 Crack Commandments is old school hip hop. Big L and Big Pun got some songs, man. That's wicked. That's old school hip hop, man. Murder What's the Case is old school hip hop, man. DMX got some, you got some old school hip hop, man, that you might not really want to indulge in, man. Right? Give me 1 Corinthians 15 and 33.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33. Be not deceived.
Nah, ain't not gonna happen.
Be not deceived.
Nah, I'm cool.
Be not deceived.
I mean, don't play yourself, man. This thing is real, right? Be not deceived.
Evil communications corrupt good manners.
Right, we Ariah just pulled the precept, man. It says, and a word will eat as doth a canker. Right? So words could take root in you and destroy you, man, from the inside out. Evil communications, they can corrupt good manners. So if you hang around a bunch of people at work and all they do is talk about sex and sports all day, what do you think you're going to be indulging in, man? Sex and sports, man, all day. You're not just going to talk about it, you're going to start thinking about it, right? And then you're going to start doing it, and then you're going to be destroyed, man. So be mindful of, remember your body's an open cavity, man, right? Things you smell put spirits on you, man. Things you see put spirits on you. Things you hear put spirits on you. Things you touch could put a spirit on you, man. And a cursed thing or God knows what, man. Right? So be mindful how your body's in tune with the creation of the Most High. Right? And there are spirits behind music. Right? We all know that, man. Right? There are spirits behind music. One more quick precept. 2 Kings 3, and I believe I want 15. That's what I want.
2 Kings
That's the spirit.
chapter 3, verse 15. But now bring me a minstrel. And it came to pass, when the minstrel played, that the hand of the Lord came upon him.
You got it.
Come. Right, so it says, now bring me a minstrel. Right, meaning what? Music could put a spirit on you, man. Right, when you listen to music, sometimes you can listen to something happened last year, in the past, when you was in the world, next thing you know, you crying, man. Thinking about your grandmother. Right, a woman may be thinking about an old man she used to deal with that broke her heart. Right, these things bring about memories. They bring about different emotions. Next thing you know, you go overthrown. The same way it says, but now bring me a minstrel. And it came to pass, when the minstrel played, that the hand of the Lord came upon him. So music could be righteous, and it could do things for your soul and your spirit. Just like David, when he played, you understand the harp, it took away those spirits off the soul. The same way those same things is just balance, it could put spirits on you, man. Even colors can put spirits on you. Be in a black room all day and see what happens, man. You start being depressed. I don't know. why did I do that last week? You start beating yourself up. That's why a lot of the times when you get locked up, they put you in that gray room. Right? They make it real depressing for you. Right? Green, you have life. Like when you go inside of the scriptures, different colors represent different things. Right? You have red, violence, blood, seduction. Right? Different colors put spirits on you, man. And actually, we did a cold cut a while ago. They literally got on MTV 50 songs to start a fight. Right? They got Nucky If You Buck, Get Buck, and all these different songs. And next thing you know, people in the club fight. Drinks is being spilled, hair being pulled, man. Hoods is being pulled over their heads, and all hell is breaking loose, man, because that spirit come upon you. Right? Let the wrong song play. You was in a good mood. Now you want to do something that's against the commandments of God. So you got to be wise in what you listen to.
Yeah, quick point. So a quick point. It says colors affect mood. You have things called warm colors, cool colors, right? They say orange is energetic and vibrant, and it is, man. Orange is like, damn, it's a spirit with orange, man. Right? They say it's energetic and vibrant and can capture attention and lift mood. Red is associated with excitement and passion and increases your heart rate. That's why all your fast food places, they all have red in it, man. Every one of them, they have to have red. Chick-fil-A, you brothers that eat Arby's, man, right? McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, KFC, Popeyes. You name one, see if it got red on it, man. 99% of them have red because red is supposed to trigger your alertness, put a spirit on you, man. And they often put yellow on there because yellow attracts your attention and red makes you hungry, man. Right? You're like, damn, I gotta get a Big Mac. I don't know why I want a Big Mac. I wasn't hungry before, but now I'm hungry, man. So these marketing people, they're into sorcery, man. And they study with psychiatrists and psychologists, man. You don't think these music industry people do the same, man? Certain tunes, certain frequencies, right? Certain things, they turn it up a little bit and then it kind of make you do this. And they study these things, man. People do in-depth studies of how frequencies of music affect animals' moods, man. Right? You got damn two wild gorillas who turn the music up, they start beating their chest, man. Say, let's get that tune, let's bring it to the studio, put that aside this beat right here, man. Right? Then you got the damn snares in the bass, man. And everybody's doing this, right? Moving like that damn gorilla, man. In the jungle, right? Like the brother said, ready to fight each other. So they really study these things, man. You got to be mindful of what you bring, put in your body.
God, and to let me back on that, if you go on the YouTube and you put like mellow music, they always have those shape-shifting colors and the colors change. Yeah. Right, you feel more relaxed. Right. You feel like a body high. You just want to sit back and you just look at it. Right. Then they got the it's a lady. She's sitting in the chair. It's instrumental hip hop beats. They call it loft beats.
Yeah.
Lo-fi. Yeah. She just sitting there writing, and you just happen to be like this.
She's doing the homework.
Yeah, she's doing the homework. She just keep doing it. Right. That's sorcery, man. Right. You get caught up. Right, and a new beat come on. So you going like this. Yeah. Then the new beat come on, and you slouch down a little bit. And you, like a less of a head nod. Then something else come on, and you sit up. She will never change, but the background, the colors always change. It'll be night, it'll be dark, it'll start raining, right? The sunshine will come up, it'll be raised, right? Man, that's real sorcery right there, right? To a fine tee. Right?
They were saying like classical music and like smooth music like that, like help plants and trees. Yep. But like hip hop music, rock and metal don't cause them to grow, actually cause them to die and wear off. You know what I'm saying?
God. Right, it's a certain frequency. I don't want to lie and say the number, but they always play certain frequencies so they can play on the radio.
Right. Like joints with 808s.
Right.
808s make you aggressive, make you want to fight.
God. So it's a certain frequency you got to play to be on the radio, and it sounds, distorted if it's not on there. Right, but no, it's not going off to listen to R&B music. Right. I love R&B music. Yeah. I'd rather listen to that than hear about 15 murders in one song, right? So, like the brother said, you gotta be mindful of what you listen to. Right, bring that out. King Sirach 32:12.
Sirach chapter 32 and verse 12. There take thy pastime and do what thou wilt, but sin not by proud speech.
Right. So the Lord, this is pretty much talking about a feast, but at the same time, you know, do what you enjoy to do. If you like to roller skate in the park, right, go roller skate in the park. Right? If you like to listen to I don't know, Slum Village, right? Listen to Slum Village if you're in the car. There's nothing wrong with that. But the Lord said, read that latter part again.
Come, slug, right? There take thy past time and do what thou wilt, but sin not by proud speech.
Right, so do what's right and righteousness. Right, do what you enjoy to do. Brothers like to play basketball. Some brothers actually make music, but do it in righteousness and not in proud speech. Don't make yourself go off by listening to Hit 'em Up and now you rapping every word, or listening to Ether, and now you got all these rage demons and you just waiting for somebody to cut you off in traffic. No Vaseline, right? Keep going, King. It's a lot of diss songs you shouldn't listen to, man. Right? Listen to some singing. Right? There's nothing wrong with listening to singing. You're not soft. Right? Brothers got that. I can't listen to a woman sing. Man, you better turn on some smooth jazz. Jill Scott, Anita Baker, Sade. Listen to some of that, man. Some of y'all brothers be high strung because all you listen to is Chirac music.
Right.
Where all these killers and that
Stressed out.
Stressed the hell out.
Absolutely extra hard.
Right. Keep going, King.
And for these things, bless him that made thee and hath replenished thee with his good things.
Right. So bless the Lord with the things that you can do. Right. Give thanks to the Lord for Him allowing you to be able to do this, because He replenishes you when you do certain things that you enjoy to do. Right. Some people like to paint. Right. Give thanks to the Most High you're allowed to do that. Right. One more verse.
Whoso feareth the Lord will receive their discipline.
So if you truly fear the Lord, you're going to do things in discipline, right? You're not going to go off to the left-hand side, right? You say you like going to the park. You just want to walk around the park, but deep down inside, you got a whole backwood in your pocket, right? That's not discipline of the Lord,
Right.
you know, or you like to go and go to concerts, but you're going in there with a whole fifth that you're going to drink to yourself. You got to do these things and praise the Most High if He allows you to do it, but you have to have discipline while you do it. Right, keep going, King.
And they that seek him early shall find favor.
And that's the only way you'll be able to find favor, is finding the Lord's discipline. Being disciplined with your action, not giving over to offending and drunkenness and doing things that are inconvenient.
One more precept on that. Ecclesiastes chapter 11 and verse 9. Right, and the Lord wants you to have a good time of righteousness, right? There are literally feast days created, right, for the things that went on in the accounts of our fathers to turn up in murder. Right, bring that up, King.
Ecclesiastes.
It's so like they didn't have an audio track in the ancient world where they recorded something and they played it back. So you had physical people on the drums, physical people playing the harp. You know, I mean, people was getting down, bro. And people was literally playing music and they was turning up. Right, bring that up.
Ecclesiastes 11 and verse number 9. Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth.
Right, meaning what? Have a good time, man. Right, go to the park. Right, take your children. Go play football, basketball, or whatever pleasure and righteousness that you want to bring forward. It says, rejoice, O young man, in thy youth. Read.
And let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thy heart.
Right, walk in the ways of your heart doesn't mean just go off and commit lust and lewdness in the dark. The ways of your heart is having fun. You have certain brothers, they like to paint, huh? You know, certain brothers like to make music. Certain brothers like to do whatever, you know, the Most High has gifted them with as a talent, huh? Like to run, whatever the case may be. Rejoice in the ways of your heart. So the Lord is what you play an instrument if you want to. Being athletic, you know, going to the gym, going swimming. Whatever you like to do, paint, or whatever the case may be, it says rejoice in the ways of thy heart. Read.
And in the sight of thine eyes.
Right, I mean, if you want to go to the carnival, brother, take your children to the carnival. You want to take them, you know, to the slide or wherever you want to go, take your woman skate. Rejoice in the way of your eyes and your heart. Read.
But know thou.
Right, read that again.
But know thou.
But knowing what you do.
That for all these things, the Most High will bring thee into judgment.
Like, meaning the Lord said, look, you got freedom, but understand what it is that you do. So if you do listen to music and it puts spiritual, I'm going to bring you into judgment. If you do go to that park, it's nothing but, you know, stuff that ain't supposed to be there, hey, bro, you're going to get judged for that. So understand with wisdom what you do that's not a sin.
Quick point. And if you listen to the old school R&B and funk music, it was all about having a good time, man. Right? I was listening, I saw something earlier. It was comparing, who was it? Casey and the Sunshine Band to, who said Get Down on It? That's Cool in the Game. It was comparing those two songs together, right? You know, they over there talking about Get Down on It, you know, having a good time, you know, getting people energetic. You're not listening to stuff like that today, man. These women are raunchy and ratchet, and you know, your daughters hear these songs, they gender up questions, and you got to answer them, right? You got all these YNs wearing masks, right? A brother just said, any YN that's walking around with a gun with no beef is a mental illness, right? This new music is corrupting people's minds, man. I encourage you, if you do want to listen to music, it's a plethora of truth music out there, but listen to old school music, man. Things that bring you joy. Right, before I let go, everybody gets to dance to that. Right, songs like that is beautiful to listen to. It is family friendly.
One more quick point. It says when you look it up on Google, it says what frequency makes you angry, and it says the noteworthy that emotion class anger is triggered in a frequency range starting at 440 Hz to 528 HD. So they got this thing documented to a T. They know the ranges from 440 to 528 to make you angry and fight.
Right. And this is that's right. This is music affects mood, right? Music can affect mood in many ways, including by triggering the release of dopamine. So they'll play that and it'll trigger something off in your mind, right? It'll unleash, your body knows how to respond, and all these chemicals get unleashed in your brain, right? You can't control that, man. Right? That's from what they call your endocrine system. And it controls your hormones and your mood and your behavior, your pheromones and all of that, man. Right? It says by triggering the release of dopamine and endorphins and by activating the limbic system. Music can also help with coping and social connection. Dopamine can make you feel better. Endorphins create a feeling of well-being. And the limbic system controls your memory and emotion. So they study all that stuff. How can I get this song stuck in their head, right? How many times can I repeat this chant? And tell you in Amos, the 6th chapter, that they chanted to the sound of the vowels, man. Right? So our forefathers, they did listen to music. It's not a sin. It's not wicked. It's not ungodly. But one more quick precept. Ecclesiastes 7:16. One more quick precept.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse number 16. Be not righteous over much.
Be not what?
Be not righteous over much.
Don't be what they call a super bro. Right? We can't listen to music. Don't you know we in the house of order? And we under the curses. You ain't mad. The Lord said in Deuteronomy 28:34, you're supposed to be mad. For the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see, man. Right? What you smiling for? Think you sin to get here? Right? Think you sin? You was on that ship right there with me. Hey, look, hold on, right? Brother rejoicing his child is born. Hey, look, you know what, man? The Lord said, cursed shall he be that cometh in, and cursed shall he be that go out, right? Remember Egypt, Don't rejoice over that, man. Woe unto them that are with child in these days. You think y'all gonna make it, right? Really? You don't get no congratulations from me, man. Right? I'm ready for the end of this place. They don't want to be around a brother like that, man. The brother, you just bring everything down, man. Read it from the top, Ecclesiastes 7.
Be not righteous over much.
Be not what?
Be not righteous over much.
Don't be righteous over much. Don't do things in excess. Read.
Neither make thyself over wise.
Don't be over wise. All you do is you have no time to essentially have liberality to yourself, man. You read this book, then that book, then that book, then that book, and you don't eat, you don't take care of yourself, you don't wash yourself, man. You don't treat yourself to a good meal. You just read this and that book and that book. You stink, all right? You change your damn. You put a diaper on, you don't want to go to the bathroom. You got gamers that do that, man. They'll cut a hole in the bottom of their chair, attach a damn a bucket, and they'll deprive themselves of all life, man. They'll lock themselves in the room. Some people, they get dents in their head. Brother, seen that? They wear these headsets and they put a dent. That stuff put an actual dent in their head, man. I don't know what they call it, but it's a real thing, man. They deprive themselves, man. Just doing too much. Now to make thyself overwise, go on.
Why shouldest thou destroy thyself?
Why should it what?
Why shouldest thou destroy thyself?
Yeah, the Lord said in Judges, the 9th chapter, wine maketh glad the heart of man and God, right? Sirach 31:27, right? It was good, it was made to make men glad, That's wine. Read on.
Come. And be not overmuch wicked,
Now don't be overmuch wicked.
neither be thou foolish.
Why what?
Why shouldst thou die before thy time?
Why shouldst thou die before thy time, man? Don't do too much in wickedness, man. Yeah, the brother said, listen to you can listen to it and you can, but don't sit there like we said, and okay, well look, man, I'm listening to this song and that song and that song and this song and that song, and now you write the lyrics, now you want to be a rapper, now you in the studio, you're trying to find Nas, you let Nas down, you're trying to listen to old Tupac, and you just bug out, man.
King Von on there.
You said what?
I said just listen to King Von on there.
Yeah, King Von and that dude that was buried, digging up his people grave. Who's that? Bobby Seagull.
YBC Duel.
YBC Duel.
Young Bag Chaser or something like that.
Young Bag Chaser. Don't listen to Young Bag Chaser and YBC Duel. Oh. All right, well, look, they're off, man. Right? You got it, King. How do you have two wicked names like that? Wicked.
God, that's like it's the book of Sirach, chapter 37, and verse number 28. For all things are not profitable for all men, neither hath every soul pleasure in everything. Be not unsatiable in any dainty thing, nor too greedy upon meats, for excess of meats bringeth sickness, and surfeited will turn into cold.
Right, so do things in moderation and know what's profitable to you. Right, like the brother says, 50 fight songs that MTV made to cause you to fight. Right, it was a little scrappy, so I remember we used to have little parties. It was no problems. Right, he kept chanting, "Get out the crowd if you scared." Once that came on, all hell broke loose, man. You in a house party, it's dark, and you getting pushed, man. Right, and read that last verse again.
Right, come. It reads, for excess of meats bringeth sickness.
So if you do something far too much, and that's talking about eating meat, but if you do something over and over and over, it's gonna make you sick. It's gonna make you sick, man. These damn gangbangers and rappers, they don't enjoy their life, right? They all do the same thing. They flash money, they show fake jewelry, they talk about killing people, and that's it. This ain't fun. That ain't living, right? It making you sick. And what else?
Come. And surfeited will turn into cold.
Right, go to surfeited, okay? Get the definition of that. Cold is when you can't sleep. Like it makes your wind hard when you're trying to go to sleep. You wake up like your stomach hurt. You crazy. You feel crazy, man. Everybody had that situation. You went to what's that? All you can eat place. Golden Corral. Where you ate too much, you try to go to sleep after that. It's hard to breathe. Right? It's destroying your stomach and your lungs and everything. Right? Get that definition.
Come. Right, so the definition of surfeiting from dictionaries.com, right? Excess and excessive amount or overindulgence in eating or drinking.
Overindulging in something is going to make you sick. Right? You're going to get tired of it. You're going to hate it. Like that one food you had to eat growing up, and you see it again, you're like, I can't stand that. Like Hot Pockets. Right? Hot Pockets are the worst thing in the world because you ate it so much. It's the same thing if you do something over and over and over and over and over. Eventually, it's going to destroy you and break you down.
Real quick, there's a thing called mosh pits, right? You see these Edomites, man, and you go to a damn death metal Black Cat concert. They got a group called Black Sabbath. And a lot of these Edomite songs are about death, man. Jake's songs are about life and baby making, man. Running, talking to a sister, and have I told you lately I love you, and what's the song? Where did we go wrong? But Jeffrey, with who's that? LTD, Jeffrey, and all of them, man. Right. So right. You're right, El. And those songs are about love and baby making, man, and good stuff. Then you listen to Esau, man. I gotta kill him, and I bit off a bat's head. And so you look at these mosh pits, man. You can look up a mosh pit on Oh, it's lucky. See that? Oh, well, that's all right. You can look it up on your own, right? Just type in mosh pit, man. Right? And you see how these Edomites get down in the mosh pit, man. Look at this madness.
Pigs in the style.
Yeah, right. That's exactly what it is, man. Wild bulls in the net. And they trample each other for fun. They kick each other in the back of the head. This stuff is mad. Look at this. People,
he got trampled.
right? Look at this. This is madness, man. So, and I put a spirit on him, man. And the guy who's the hosting the event, he knows what he's doing, man. He's the master sorcerer, man. Remember, Yaradon went into that on the Monday Night Fire. How these DJs and these MCs, they're the sorcerers, man. They're the ones, okay, men over here, women over here, wave your hands, say this, do this. Everybody hold your cup up. You done said that 10 times in the night. Hold your cup up. You gotta hold your damn cup up. Everybody drink. And he's just making everybody freak off, man. Bring your woman over here. And he do it with a song, man. Oh, I gotta bring my woman over here. Get back in the back. Get him in the back. Tell him go back. Right? He pushing you in the back. He got your woman up here. Y'all done took 10 damn drinks together, man. So you got these guys in these clubs. You gotta watch out for these DJs, man. These different spirits. That's why you don't go to the club, man. Don't go to the club. Don't be going to these worldly events, man. When Travis Scott had that concert, people died, man. He had the portal of hell. Yeah, with the damn people was getting trampled. People, I can't breathe. They was having heart attacks out there, man. Be mindful of these concerts you go to as well, man. I remember I went to who's it? Incognito. Who's the lead singer? Mesa. I think she's the lead singer, Incognito, right? They had a concert. They had downtown Detroit one time. I went to a concert, and at the end of the concert, she said, "Okay, everybody, stay back. We're going to do a seance." She said that, man. You know, hey, look, man, I had to get out of there, man. She literally said, "We're about to do a seance," and everybody was just still there, man. Right, my brother's got it.
Yeah, I pulled it up. We talked about it earlier. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send it to brothers. But it's literally 50 songs to fight to, man. Right, we going into it's wicked.
Wicked.
Right, I'm gonna send it to brothers. You can pull it up, boy. Right, it's 50 songs to fight to, man. Right now, each one of these songs they have hand selected. If you want to start a riot. That's why when they know how to break a fight out, guns, Saturday night, they create these spirits and these demons to overtake our nation, man. Right? You can bring that out, kid.
50 songs to fight to, Big Moves playlist. Wow. 3-6 Mafia, 10 the club up.
10 the club.
Man, Justice, Stress, SWAT.
Get at me, dog.
Yeah.
Get at me, dog. See murder.
Corn Freak on a leash. See murder down for my Negroes. Right, DMX. Get at me, dog. The Donnas. Who invited you? Rick Ross, hold me back. Yeah. Rick Ross, hold me back. DJ Sharpno, MF. Wow. Rico Nasty, Smack a Beat.
And the wicked one is Pastor Troy.
Yeah,
just to fight.
Pastor Troy just to fight.
Just to fight. It says it's been waiting to erupt all night. All night. Them ends came to the club just to fight. Put spirits on you, man.
So, like, can I add to what you were saying, Azariah? You said the 440. 440 is equivalent. 440 hertz is equivalent to 8, but there's a range for 8. 432 is a good 8. The old music used to be based on the 432 hertz 8. The new music is based on the 448. So that's why it's wicked.
Oh yeah, you got Lil Boosie, set it off. You gotta do it. That'll do it. You got so-called Project Pat. You ain't from my hood.
This stuff is crazy. It is crazy because everybody knows these songs. It is the stuff we've been listening to, man.
It's kind of raised off this stuff.
Yeah.
It kind of raised you.
Right.
The left hand side.
That's nice.
Oh, so like one last one and then we can go to 8 Ball and MJG.
You don't want to draw?
Nah, don't make me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that these are wicked songs, man.
Put the spirit on you, man. We'll turn this to a whole lesson, man. Let's go to the next question. Right, we go to the next question.
Slide. Next question, right from Cynthia Wheeler. What does Deuteronomy 23:2 mean? Because this scripture made me feel discouraged.
Scripture. Okay, let's go to it. Right, we don't want our people to feel discouraged. Right, Deuteronomy 23:2. All right, let's bring it out.
Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse number 2. A bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to his 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
Right now, let's go into that word bastard in the Hebrew. You hear people say mamzer, right? That's the word that you'll hear chiefly Amalek say, or most scholars still use the word mamzer for the word bastard. In Jake vernacular is a man who has a son, but the bastard doesn't know his father. It's like an illegitimate son, right? That's what they call a bastard. So let's go into that word in the Hebrew for bastard in Deuteronomy chapter 23:2. Let's put that up.
Right, this is the word that the Strong's, right? H4464, mamzer, right? Bastard, child of incest, illegitimate child.
Right, it says bastard, child of incest, illegitimate child. So a bastard is essentially someone, let's say, and it's not just a child of incest. It's any child that's born that's not of a righteous marriage, essentially. Right? When you go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3:11. Remember what well, I got two quick precepts, right? Wisdom of Solomon, I believe, on 3:11. Let's bring that up.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse number 11.
It doesn't mean that you're not, I'll put it like this. It doesn't mean that, okay, if your mother's white, Edomite, and your father's an Israelite, it doesn't mean that you can't make it to the kingdom. That's not what it's talking about, right? We all have heathen women in our genealogy, especially if you're a Judite, right? If you're a Judite, then you'll have heathen women in your genealogy. Yahweh, he himself, man, he had Rahab the harlot on his so-called mother's side. He had Ruth the Moabitess on his mother's side, right? So it doesn't mean if you have on your mother's side that's a heathen, but your father's an Israelite, it doesn't mean that you're going to be destroyed. Bring that up real quick.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 11. For whoso despises wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain, their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable.
Right?
Their wives are foolish.
You despise wisdom, your wife is foolish. Go on.
And their children wicked.
And their children wicked.
Their offspring is cursed.
Their what?
Their offspring is cursed.
Their offspring is cursed. If you have a child of incest, your offspring is cursed. That mother may I spirit, right? Father and his daughters, that's wickedness, man. You think the Most High is going to bless that children, man? Wow, look at that child. The fruit of the womb is his reward. No, man. The Most High is going to curse that child. What happened to David's son? The Lord killed David's son, man. That child was a child of adultery. Right? Go
on. It reads, their offspring is cursed, wherefore blessed is the barren that is undefiled, which have not known the sinful bed.
And I go back to the precept for Hebrews 13:4. The defiled bed is a sinful bed. Read on.
She shall have fruit in the visitation of souls.
Jump down to 16.
Verse 16. As for the children of adulterers,
these are like these bastards. As for the children of adulterers,
they shall not come to their perfection, and their seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out.
And this, hey, look, man. The Lord said the children will complain of an ungodly father. In Sirach chapter 41, 5 on down. Right? Because if your father was a murderer, or your father was a fornicator, everybody's going to know about it, right? You wouldn't be invited to weddings, right? If you went to the marketplace, nobody would sell you fish, man. You know, and you'll be on nobody would marry your daughters. You know, if you made weapons, they wouldn't buy weapons from you. And you have a hard life, man. Right, go on.
Come. For though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded.
Yet shall what?
Yet shall they be nothing regarded.
And what?
And their last age shall be without honor.
Because they can't even come into the congregation, man. They can't even make decisions for the betterment of the body, man. Right? They can't come in and be officers of 50, captains of thousands. Right? They're without, man. They might be a tanner. They might be somebody that just fishes on the side, man, and kind of make ends meet. But they can't be in public office or have a position of honor, man. Right? Brother's got it.
Let's go to Sirach chapter 23. We can start at verse number 20. We'll start at 21. Right, Sirach 23 and 21. Right, so don't listen to those Israelites who call people who are born with heathen mothers masters. Right, that's still an Israelite at the end of the day. Right, that's false doctrine. That's not true. Right, because that was a doctrine for a good minute. Right, and it's disrespectful, man. That's still an Israelite.
Sirach chapter 23 and verse number 21. This man shall be punished in the streets of the city, and where he suspected not, he shall be taken.
Right.
Thus shall it go also with the wife that leaveth her husband and bringeth in an heir by another.
So this is the true definition of a mamzer or a bastard, right? If your mother were to step out of wedlock and bring forth a child with another man, right? Keep going, King.
Now, verse 23. For the first, she had disobeyed the law of the Most High, and second, she had trespassed against her own husband, and third, she had played the whore in adultery and brought children by another man.
Right, that's Exodus, the 20th chapter, the 14th verse, right? Keep going, King.
She shall be brought out into the congregation, and inquisition shall be made of her children.
That's what we just read about in Deuteronomy in 20, what was it, 23:2?
Right.
That's what we just read about in there. They're going to bring the children out, and it's going to be diligent inquisition of the children, man. And you know, everybody knows of a situation like that, or heard of it, or seen it on some type of movie. The child don't look nothing like the other children.
Right.
Like, it's something different about them, right? Life, right? I'm the pappy. Right, everybody knew who the father was. It was the baseball player, right? Can't get right.
And inquisition shall be made of her children. Her children shall not take root, and her branches shall bring forth no fruit.
So the child is not going to receive the inheritance and the blessing that's promised to them, passed down through the forefathers, right? Because it's the inquisition is being made. They're being put on trial, right? And they're being made a spectacle in front of the elders, in front of the gate, because that's where all judgment and everything takes place, in front of the elders, in front of the gate, right? That's where everybody's at. A lot of merchandise is sold by that, so they're being made inquisition. They can't enter into the congregation because it's going to defile the whole nation, right? Or you a product of incest, or you a product of adultery. Nah, get that child away from my child, right? But you got it, right?
Nah, you got it. So I have one quick precept though. Real fast. The book of First Chronicles, chapter 23, and I'm going to start at verse 13. The sons of Amram, Aaron and Moses, and Aaron were separated, that he should sanctify the most holy things, he and his sons forever, to burn incense before the Lord, to minister unto him, and to bless in his name forever. Now concerning Moses, the man of God, his sons were named of the tribe of Levi. The sons of Moses were Gershom and Eleazar. Of the sons of Gershom, Shemuel was the chief, right? And brothers and sisters should know, right, proceeded to Exodus, the 2nd chapter, right, that the sons of Gershom and Eli, right, came from a Midianite woman, right? So if it was supposed to be, if you don't deal with an Israelite, your child would be a bastard, then that would mean that first and foremost, these children are not supposed to be named under the tribe of Levi, and that these should be bastards, right, doing the work, right, which would be all.
I got one more quick precept on that. Judges 11:1. Judges chapter 11:1.
Judges chapter 11 And verse number 1. Come. And now Jephthah the Gileadite was a mighty man of valor, and he was the son of an harlot.
And he what?
And he was the son of an harlot. And Gilead begat Jephthah.
He's the son of a prostitute, a harlot, a whore. Read on.
And Gilead's wife bare him sons, and his wife's sons grew up, and they thrust out Jephthah.
They thrust out Jephthah
And said unto him, Thou shalt not inherit our father's house, for thou art the son of a strange woman.
You're the son of a strange woman, man. A whore, right? You don't get the inheritance with us, man. Right? So if you was a child of incest, man, the child of adultery, a child of fornication, right? That would make you considered a manslayer, right? And you wouldn't be allowed to enter into the congregation of the Lord, man. They took that serious, man, in the ancient world. And right now, a lot of us, man, we're children of adulterers, man. Right? Hey, your father and your mother, more than likely, they didn't, follow the laws and the commandments. Your father went to your mother's father, and they read the scriptures, and they broke it down. They had the instruments of covenant, and they had a 14-day wedding feast, and that didn't happen, man. So it's mercy of Yahweh Shemel Shah for us to even have this understanding, man. And we're very unclean, man. We're children of adulterers, right? God knows how many unclean food you may have eaten, even in this knowledge, man. Not knowing what you may have eaten. We're filthy, man. But in all praises call on Yahweh Shemel Shah for his mercy and finding us worthy to receive this understanding, even though we may be a complete violation of the law, man. Right? And with that, Kwam Yashah.
Kwam Yashah.
Kwam Yashah.
Kwam Yashah.
Kwam Yashah. Shalom.